Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just wanted to share with you that I just had one of the toughest weeks in my business life, so I haven't even posted because I was just trying to survive, subhanallah. And I just wanted to share my thoughts because usually when you have these trials and tribulations, it's good to unload the emotions you're feeling so that you can come back to it maybe next year and see where you've been. So, subhanallah, it's like a crazy thing. Basically, one client started leaving, second, third, and as soon as I made some calculations, I realized, subhanallah, I have to let go of people. So I had to fire 3 people from my company, which was really bad and unpopular. I had to cut paychecks of 2 key members of my team. So these were again uncomfortable situations, and it all had to happen in one day. Then I already knew that by January we're gonna miss some revenue targets. So I had to cut down on vendors, on spending, all of our tools, and it's just a really uncomfortable thing. And the worst thing is that I couldn't even use some external funding because I just paid for the house. I'm building a house. So I'm broke in terms of like my personal wealth. So I was just like, subhanallah, I can't even, because in the past, if I was like missing revenue, I would borrow my own money as a business. This time I couldn't even do that. So it is very tricky. It is. And actually I felt really horrible. I felt like, subhanallah, I just want to cry in the corner. Like there was one night when I was just telling my wife, like, this is too much. Like to handle this, it's too much pressure for me. Like I haven't faced this type of pressure. And now, of course, I remember that subhanallah is testing me right now. And in those moments, you have to zoom out of your little life and just look at it like, wow, this is a cool test. Because every test will basically level you up to be the better version of yourself so that next time you can handle bigger problems. Some people are so irresponsible, they can't even, handle like paying their bills or getting on time to some place. And some people are actually managing countries and they can figure it out. So what's happening? So people just have different level of like resourcefulness, right? And I just said like, subhanallah, instead of crying here and whatever, I'm just gonna be resourceful. What can I do? So I thought about it. Hey, I have some contracts with my client in Hong Kong. I'm gonna push back on the invoice and I'm gonna get it back now. I'm gonna have an advanced payment for one of my British clients. So I took some money like that. Then I was just thinking, how do I get quickly X amount of revenue now in the company? I had to sell tickets to an event that's gonna happen 6 months from now. I'm just gonna do it now because I need the money. I always came up with a solution, and now, alhamdulillah, by Monday we should be fine to kind of stabilize whatever we're going through and come back stronger than ever in January. And on top of all of this, just saving money, figuring out how to get revenue, I was like hardcore pushing 15 hours of sales calls. So I've actually met, even today, altogether potentially maybe 20-30 people, 25 people probably in 3 days who could buy my services, and they have proposals for me, which is typically my output in 3 months. I did it in 3 days, just cold calling, whatever, just to save the company. And it was so difficult. I couldn't sleep for 3 days. I woke up at 6, did Fajr, and just started working. And basically went to sleep at 11, woke up again, started working, and just did that. And it's like, it's impossible. This is like too much hustle. You can't live like that, because I just stopped eating healthy. I stopped working out. I stopped everything I'm doing. I stopped all my plans. I still did the Jummah, which is insane. But other than that, I would just work. And subhanallah, at the end, yesterday, I actually had my last call yesterday at like 8 p.m. with an Indian big company. And then I was like, I'm so drowned. And I just said like, Alhamdulillah. And I was actually proud of myself. I was like, wow, Jan, this was really cool. Like, you're really resourceful. Like when push comes to shove, you need to do that because you're cornered and you need to find solutions that you didn't think about before. So that's good about those situations. And what's good about it is as well, now I know where I made a mistake before. I know how not to do it again. So when we start scaling up, which means we're gonna grow again in January, I'm gonna start hiring people. I already know my salary caps, I already know my operating cash flow, I already know what can I do, what kind of contracts I can do. So there's good in this bad thing, because it will allow me to plan for the future, which will be more sustainable. So these things won't happen to me, inshallah. So subhanallah, big mindset shifts. And if you're going through something like that, through some tests, whether financial, health, whatever it is, there's always a good in this. There's always good, and there's always like a reason why Allah is testing you. I don't know the reason. I'm gonna have to look back maybe a month from now to just see like, oh, this was actually really cool. But I don't know why is this happening to me. I just know like, hey, I have no other choice but to do what I do. And subhanallah, it's been one of the toughest 3 days of my life, actually. Not gonna lie, it was difficult. But yeah, I'm still here, still happy. I still believe, I have immense belief that this will be fine. But it's just difficult when you see like negative numbers on your account and you believe you're gonna hit like incremental revenue gains by next year. Like it's still like there's such a disconnect, but you just understand that this is part of the process and you do everything you can for the result, but you leave the result to Allah, because your risk has been determined. So I can't do much about it, but I can just do whatever I can in my efforts to make those calls, do the proposals, meet 50, 60 people. Hey, if it doesn't work out, then Alhamdulillah, it wasn't probably gonna work out anyway. So yeah, quite tough. I just wanted to share it because, maybe, I'm not posting a lot, but I just can't. I literally can't post. I can't post nothing. I don't have time for anything else, just saving my company, because there's a purpose behind it. And subhanallah, I can't wait to get back. I can't wait, because now I have so much understanding of what to do, and my clients that I didn't have before. So I'm just waiting to get back from this to really start swinging next year heavily. So maybe by the end of next year I'm going to be in a completely different position. But subhanallah, these things happen, and it's part of business. It's a war. Business is war. Basically, it's ruthless. You plan your revenue, you plan your clients, and they just call you, hey, I'm canceling, but I just hired this many people, we have this much cost, sorry, goodbye. So that's, it's not cool to be a business owner. Like, trust me, it's not cool. And there's a lot of uncertainty. Like, the amount of stress you have, it's crazy. But I wouldn't be able to do anything else, so that's why I like it. Anyways, it's just my message. And just quick thing, whatever went wrong could be wrong. So basically I had a computer just broke. So I had to make calls, but my computer broke down. I had to have another computer which is super slow to make the work that I do typically. And then the computer was fixed, but it doesn't start. Or my mouse, the computer mouse just broke. Or all these things went wrong. I was like, wow, more resourcefulness, more ways to improve. How will I solve this problem, So it's like, wow, insane. So there's never a dull moment in this dunya. There's always something going wrong, and there's always a reason, hey, what are you gonna do? It's all about your reaction. It's not about what happens to you, but it's all about Allah is looking what are you gonna do now, boy? Are you gonna do what you need to do, or are you gonna give up? So subhanallah, I did one night prayer, especially on Tuesday night. It was really horrible. So I went to the masjid and I just prayed to Allah that I need His help, because it's gonna be difficult. I don't need help of any other human being or anyone. I only need Allah. So anyways, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Make some videos in the future, inshallah. My town is celebrating Christmas. What can I do? This is part of the dunya. See you.